friend already. Billion strip is become my baby already, okay? Can? So all these billion box will follow. Can you see nicely? This is a billion box. It sits onto the billion box. And then it bounces up again. Good or not? It makes life so much easier, right? With a billion strip, it go all the way up. I trade level by level, level by level, level by level. It come all the way down, it go. I don't even need to go and see where is the supply, demand, supply, demand. I do my supply, demand on only the major swing high, swing low. Swing high, swing low. And then it's different time frame. If I want to trade anything scalp faster, I go to smaller time frame. That's all. But the theory are the same. The applications are the same. The reading of the chart are the same. Okay? So it come down. It come all the way down. So when it move all the way down, if you use only the billions, if you use the billion strip, there is liquidity, it telling me strong all the way up. If I use the supply demand zone, I will think whether is this going to break or not. So it depends on how you look at things, how you analyze it. Always wait for confirmation. Anything move up, wait for confirmation, it come down. And if beside putting off, if I put off this, and after I draw on the line, I still can use a trend line. Nobody say cannot do anything that can help you make money. It will be a very good sign that you will not TP. If this is a billion strip, you wait for a bullish engulfing. Now candlestick pattern come out. Well, billion is very complicated. It tell me so many things within one chart, no. But I mean, that's the fact. You want to make money or not? Bullish engulfing. Along. When I have a trend line, it show me this is a breakup. Good. Okay. Bosses? All bosses come. This is important. When you will talk about identifying, entering a trade, that is why always the big four. When you come to boss program, I always emphasize the very big four. I go for MC, I still ask bossy to post. Ask bosses, all go and do your homework, do your revision. Market structure, chart pattern, candlestick pattern, framework. All these are the basic that you must have. Once we have the base, we can build big buildings on a strong base. We have that base, you can build anything. You can build no matter how tall story, how kind of sky story that you want to build, no issue, bosses. Okay? Yeah, billion say trading is easy. Correct, Francis. I say trading is easy. Definitely it's easy, provided comma, okay. If you understand. Billion trade complicated strategy with deep understanding. Okay? Yes, this statement, spread it around. Say it. Billion use very complicated strategy. So many strategy at one time. Support, basic strategy, advanced strategy, everything all in. But with deep understanding. You are going to do it. You're going to do it. And I believe any successful trader, that's the thing. Some trader can trade. I heard someone telling me something, right? Trading multi-millions or 6-7 figure using the support resistance. But the back of it, the behind of it, how much have this person gone through? To this person, I is a support resistance. To what maybe a third party C is using a support resistance, but back in the trader eyes, he or she could have 1,000 things that he did. She see candlestick, she see many things that what the other person don't see. So don't just listen. Nothing come easy. Nothing come easy. If there's one button that can make money, will you go for it? If there's one button that can make money, will you go for it? I will not know. I will not, because there's no basis. Okay? To me, I take my wallet very seriously. Okay? Okay? So bosses, this is what we do, and this is how we apply things together. This is the application. So now while we are talking support resistance, that what is the lesson for yesterday? We put in the application. And now today, when we talk about liquidity, all these are the liquidity that we are looking at, that to avoid us from taking hitting stop loss. But liquidity, is it good? Because with more liquidity, telling you more player in place. But if you were to put in demand, maybe you think that this is going to be weak, which just now I share with you. More touches tendency, it can be weak, but it bounce back because there's liquidity is good. It brings in strength. Okay, that means more of the buyer here in place, more buyer in place. But buyer in place thing can still break down because they want to buy low, lower, low. They can to buy lower, and the more lower they buy, the more chances they want to pump it. Can you see? It go in the straight line, it go in a degree stroke, a very nice stroke, and end up it pump all the way up. That means the stroke come to the end. And if you were to look clearly, Billion always use very complicated things. Now the more complicated things come along already. What can you see here? What chart pattern is this? Process. Now chart pattern come into picture already. Chart pattern come into picture. Correct. So when you see a chart pattern, this thing happen. So when you are trading, you really need to see many things. You really need to see many things. A chart pattern, this thing, break up. Kim, a flat tendency, a flat is more like a more strict, like a channel like that. So this is a flat. This is a triangle. This is a triangle. Sorry, this is a triangle. Okay. Bosses, can you see or not how many things we see within this chart itself? What do we mean by using looking for confirm points, looking for more edge to our side? So this is exactly how when we analyze the chart, these are the things that we need to see. Got it? If you don't answer me, I'm very difficult to continue because this is a lesson. This is not a show. When this is a show, I can just perform, I just go. I don't care whether the audience like it, don't like it. Is there with me or not? But this is a lesson. A lesson. I'm very particular. I mind a lot. Are you with me or not? Okay? Because this is going to benefit you. This is really going to benefit you, bosses. Okay? So within one chart itself, now come recap. Okay? If first thing we look at the chart, so up to now we learn only supply demand. Later we will go in more, all the things start coming out. So now up to this stage here, we recap about what yesterday we learned about supply demand. In this area, I see a good supply, but I don't see a very strong demand. And okay, now we come back to the demand here. Billion, why don't you call this a demand? I did mention this is a weak base. A weak base, I don't like it. This is a weak base. Because if from all this small candle, it means it already, this one already caused, this one, when we talk about this is an imbalance, this is a balance. Already, the candle already makan out, balance up already. So this is going to be a weak base. I don't like, this is a weak base. Because why there is no impulse move, unless there is a stroke here. Unless there is something that come down like that. Then you have one area that go an impulse move up. This is what we call it a strong base. Exactly what you see here, a base. This is a strong base. One down, two down. We want to identify supply demands. In my supply demands, I got strict criteria. Of course, you thought generally what the book say. Any impulse move below is called a supply or demand. Then sure, one chart you can do many supply demand. But all the supply, I use a supply demand as a strategy, as a very strong entry or TP point. Just now I did mention already. Yesterday I mentioned now how you know where Billion do TP, right? Supply demand zone is an area whereby I set my TP. Not only set my entry, I use supply demand zone to do my TP. I can use my supply demand zone to do my breakout trade. Right? We have to be very flexible on what we use. Now I open up part by part and show you exactly what I do with my trade. Okay. So unless there is this candle that coming down over here, then I will call this a good base. But there is no base here. This is a weak base. When anything go side by side, it means a balance. Yesterday I did also share, right, what is known by balance and imbalance. It is known as balance. And this part is nowhere imbalance. Got it, bosses? Works right. So this is a balance. This is an imbalance. Balance, imbalance. Wow, one more thing to remember. Don't remember. Understand it, okay? Anything going sideways in this? Okay, now we do a revision just in case someone not with us yesterday. What do you like? I think I like Dogecoin. Huh? Okay. See? We look for balance, imbalance. Balance, imbalance. Balance, imbalance. balance, imbalance. All these are very important terms that you need to know. So when we do breakup, anything's imbalance, balance. This is another fake up over here. See? Liquidity grab. There is another liquidity grab over here. Very obvious, right? Another liquidity grab process. Can you see? So if you train your eyes fast enough, analyzing a chart, you take like, you know, I told you already, I analyze the chart faster than I do a screen sharing already. See? Okay? Bosses. Got it? Fake move out. It's a fake move. So wonderfully nice fake move. Wow. Textbook theory, consolidation, breakout, consolidation, fake out. Right or not? Textbook theory will tell us that. This chart later we can use. Okay. So, long green wick, liquidity grab. All these long green wick are liquidity grab. These are liquidity. So in one chart, many things all come in. Liquidity. Very nice grab. All makan stop loss through and through. That's why Dodge is not easy to trade because you have a lot of this start a long wick. But this is a day chart. Like in the shorter time frame, you already EP all the way already. Okay? Okay? Yeah, you tuck. You tuck. You tuck is here. Where is you tuck? You tuck. Oh, Dodge is my best friend, I tell you. A very, very good friend, okay? Since last bull run. He has been staying with me, okay? You tuck. Okay? Got it? So if you were to take all this chart, everything is there. Everything is there. You tuck. You jump, 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 jump all the way down. Jump. Okay, see? It jump down. It jump down. See the move? This is a day chart. And this is a replay, my dear. This is a replay. Okay? Can? Got it? Oh, I love Dodge. I love dog. Okay? Can? Clear? So now, is that a better understanding? When you look at the chart, you will know, understand what is imbalance, what is balance, what is imbalance, what to look for area that to avoid ourselves from getting stop loss, a better understanding. Yeah, at time might still get stop loss lah, but you know, lesser stop loss, but closer, smaller, what do you call that? Risk, better reward. The risk and reward increase in this way. Okay, you can see. This is the U-tuck. U-tuck is here. And then it move all the way down. Jump, jump. If the fat boy jump here, the fat boy, this is how you break the ice and then it come down. Good, all good. So this is the one that this is where we can show that, and it's really very good picture here. All the accumulations, and then it caused a fake up. It continued to consolidate, and went up to the good point, it pumped all the way out. And this is one of the area whereby this is also a zone. Okay. Good or not? So remember this, So before we move further, this is what we need to see. And another one where we talk about, since we also at this chart, supply demand is really a very big topic, a very important, because supply demand can use as a strategy. Supply demand can use as a strategy. That is one thing. Where we see the wick, this liquidity tail that is too long, we might not want to take this area as. If we want to take this area as a supply, you have to be very careful, because this wick is far too long, okay? This wick is far too long. So how you identify your entry point, you have to really be very, very careful. If it's not, your risk and reward won't be good. If risk and reward won't be good, we won't want to take the trade, okay? So when we're looking for a supply demand zone, this is important. So if you're going to take it as a supply, you have to be very careful. I said this is, usually we won't want to include that, but if we want to, if we have to do that, then we have to be very careful about the RR. Anything when risk and reward is no good, we don't, no go for it, okay? Got it? So when we look for, now I give you one more thing, since we're at supply demands, I carry on a bit more things over here. When we look for supply demand, we want to look for the strength of the move. If anything up move, down move, and it show a good strength and a good base is good. This base a little bit out of it is because the wick is too long. But for me, I will still take it. I will take the top of the wick, and I would love to see, I would love to place the order over here, but I wait for more confirmation. I wait for more confirmation. If I see a strong bearish sign, I will still be happy to short down. You got it? So once you got the strength of move up and down, that is called the impulse move. This is no very big as an impulse move, a good example of an impulse move, okay? Balance, imbalance, impulse move. Later, we will go into this part. This is an impulse move. So next thing, this is the 5 things. You're going to write it down. First thing, how to identify a good, strong supply demand zone. The 5 things that I like to look at it for me is 1, the strength. That means the impulse move up, down. Second thing, the time that's spent on this box. That means the base. I always say there is a base, like the base here. This is the base. Like this is a base, okay? This is a base. When the base is too big, we can always adjust it according to our risk appetite. According to our risk appetite, okay? If this is a base, if this is a base, if this is it, it touched down, it go up. You see it or not? Can you see this? Can you see that this is a base? This base? This is a demand, right? This is a demand. So this is a base. But if the base candle is too long, that's why I say this depends on your risk and reward appetite. For me, I will always go for, I can even go for the wick. I will go for the wick. You get what I meant? I go for the wick. Can you see these 2 candles over here? That's important. This is a way to get a conservative, very conservative trader, because chances this you will leave the trade. If the candle is very long, and this is definitely still a base, you cannot say there is no right. I will go for the wick. If the wick is long, good enough, I go for the wick. No, I will go for the wick. I really go for the wick. If it's never hit and go, I just forget the trade. No trade is better than a losing trade. But I will go for the wick, and I will set my stop loss very tight one. I will set my stop loss very tight. Hit long. I no issue. But of course, I will take some benchmark over here. Yeah, this is my stop loss. I will go for it. And I got the good Good. So this is things that I will trade. If I see a long candle like this and this form a base for me, good. I would like it. I will do it, man. I will do it. So you have to be flexible over things that what do we do, okay? What do we do? So another area that we can do is, just now I showed that. I think I show it the other way. Okay, this is what we can do. We can trade with this. If this is the trade that we are trading for it, we can look for things. So we can trade level by level, level by level. But remember, all this liquidity there is very long wick. So this is how we can identify a trade. So this is, if you are over here, happen that you are here, you look at it, it go all the way up. It form the long wick. There's another strategy I did tell you, when we short from the top, we look for this type of wick. We look for this type of wick. When there is a long wick, the next long candle, when it cannot break, we will come down. When there is a resistance, this show that this is a falling sign. Swing volume profile is for beginner. At that when I first bring up this fib, is to calculate the area so that you use the fib, use the swing volume profile to identify the high and low. So once you understand the concept already, now you can use the OFA. That means this indicator to get the high, the swing high and the swing low. And is that okay? You get it? So this is the area that now you can use easily for the fib to use from the swing high and swing low to identify a swing high and the swing low. Then you go for how many zone, how far the area that you want the fib to do calculation for you. So I'm giving you an example. Doesn't mean that I'm showing you this, I will enter that, I will enter. No, I'm just showing you how we use the fib, what we can look at. If this is a chart over here, this is one good entry point to enter, because why? It comes to the previous high, there is this long wick swing field, the pattern in red, and then it form another red. It show that there's sign of coming down. That's all. Okay, there is many other ways to look at things, to look at the trade. Ken, so it's very messy. My chart is very messy. Sorry. Okay, Ken. So far so good, everyone. While we talk about that, we also do recap of what we learned yesterday of the supply and demand. Now we understand about liquidity. It's not a strategy. It's how liquidity is telling you that what to look out for. Why market got liquidity? Because market maker create fake move for us to retail to fall in the trap, so that they makan all the stop loss, they eaten out all the stop loss, and then they move all the way up to the directions that they want to go. Okay, Ken, later we will talk about entry point for it. Just now, while wherever I've landed in the chart, I just want to show you. Ken, so far so good. If it's good, then we will go into inducement already, as time now is already 3:30. If all good, let's enter into inducement in the last part. Or anyone need me to repeat this part? No need, right? All good, huh? Great. Okay, Ken. Okay, now let's talk about inducement. What is an inducement? Inducement is a very, very important topic in SMC. If you want to talk about smart money concept, you want to know about Wyckoff smart money concept, first we must talk about inducement. We must understand what is an inducement, okay? Oh, okay. The 5 things that I say halfway through. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's go back to the 5 things. So thanks, Bossy, reminding me. Okay, 1. Now let's come to this chart. Just now I was at ETH. Haha, my beautiful chart. See? Very complicated. Okay, come. This is the supply zone. You can see the supply zone, eh? Because I go in depth with you, so I need to draw a lot of lines to show you. I can easily just draw a box and I keep talking. End of the day, you get only 1% of what I'm sharing, okay? Is that agree or not? With many of the lines that I show you here, as this is a top patterns, how things move, it makes you clearer. Does all my messy line help you understand clearer or not, bosses? It's not a funny question. It's a question is that with what I'm showing, I draw exactly, my thoughts is inside me, intangible. So I make it tangible, let you see it. So this is the thing that I need to show, okay? Because if not, wait, the feedback billion draw very complicated. The chart is so messy. Now come back to my odds. That is a few things that you take note. Sorry, when I talk halfway, I get drifted away. Sorry. Now, okay, since I'm talking about supply demand, I'm going to delete everything. Now look at this supply zone. Okay, again, the supply, I already say you at your own risk, at your own risk management, you go and identify where you want to set your supply demand, supply demand is fixed place, where you want to, how big the box how big the base that you're going to draw. That one is very flexible, okay? So this is the supply. This is a supply. So that is a few things we need to look at it. First, just now I talked about the base. The base have to be, a strong base is when the base is small. A weak base, big doesn't mean that it's not a base. Okay, I think that term we need to get it right. Okay, when I mention about a weak base, doesn't mean that a weak base is not a base. A weak base is still a base, but compared to a strong base, it's a weak base. Got it? Ken? So you determine how big the base that that we want to be. Why I say that, Billion, why you draw so many candles at the base? Because between the low and the next candle, all these are the internal candle. Now you understand? Now you understand why I say this is a weak base and this is a base that is weak. We have to take the low candle and the high candle exactly that I see here. Correct. One candle here and one candle over here. This is the base. So this within candle to candle, the last candle move, the last impulse candle move, and the previous candle here, and the bottom candle, this form a base. Can you see? Bosses, can you see it? So this is what I meant by a base. When the base that got too many candles, we take the low to the last candle move. This is a base. This is known as a base. And this base got so many candles. Between this low and this high, you got more than 6 candles. This is a weak base. But a weak base is still a base. Compared to a strong base, it's weak. Compared to no base, this is a base. Okay? This is still a base. Got it? Very clear. This must be very, very clear. Okay? Very, 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 very clear. You need to put this thing inside here. Okay? And the time, now we're going to talk about the time, okay? The time that spent on this base, I think I'm going to take away this, okay? The time that spent on this base, doesn't matter how big you want your base, because you decide your base, okay? From the high to the previous candle over here, actually this is one base that we can talk about it, okay? You can be the base, you can even take the whole candle take the whole candle. You can even take this whole candle. This is the top. This is the top. By right, this is the top. The one candle before, top and bottom. Okay, this is the base. Technically, this is the base. The top candle and the next candle. Okay, within the area, this one you can go for it. Okay, so before the last candle move is this candle. And this candle happened to be, actually, if I were to see it very clearly, because I can't see very clearly of it, it's actually this candle, okay? It can be this candle, in the middle, this candle can, but for me, since they are on the same top, I got no worries. I just draw. Don't get confused. This is the candle, the middle candle, okay? This in the middle, this candle. Got it? And this is the base that we are talking about. Of course, to some of us, you can even cover up to here because this is the area you can consider. Up to you, but identify the top. If you're talking about supply, identify from the top. You're talking from demand, identify from the bottom. No strict rule over how big, how wide this base you want to be is really flexible, your risk management, okay? Now let's come back to here. Come back here, okay? So this is the base. This is a base. Remember that? This is a base. This is the bottom. This is the last candle. So this one from a very weak base, because very big base. When the base is too big, what does that tell us? If this is a day chart, it has been 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. So the time spent here is very long. When the time spent here is very long, a longer time that is spent here, the tendency, this is caused already a balance. And the time that spent short, this one is only 1 day. Technically, this is about 1 day. You go up, you form 2 days, okay? I give it 2 days, okay? 2 tender here. You form 2 days and you form an impulse move. 2 days versus 10 days. This one definitely already balance up. This is already called a balance. When there is a balance, there is tendency technically is a not much thing here. No more, lesser liquidity, not no more, lesser liquidity compared to a 2 days. Imagine we prepare the food, a 10 days food. So if we prepare, okay, like a 1 month food for 10 days, we already finished a 10-day foods, we left 20 days. But if we prepare the food over here 1 month, we only use 2 days, we still got 28 days. So this is definitely got more liquidity compared to this zone. When supply demand, we are talking also come back to the words liquidity. Is there liquid inside or not? Is the liquid enough? When there's a liquid enough, you tend to attract the candle to come. When the liquid is lesser, the candle tends either to break up or it don't come back at all, right? When there's no food, don't come back at all. So far, so good, bosses. When we are talking this part, we're talking about the time spent at the zone. It's very important. This already created a balance. This is imbalance, okay? I'm going to draw my message chart again. Imbalance, okay? And this is a balance. This is an imbalance. This is got liquidity because it's a weak zone. So I recap, strength of the move, time spent at the zone, okay? At the base, Another criteria, it must be a fresh zone. Everybody want fresh food, right? All food must be fresh. So similarly, the zone must be a fresh zone, okay? This must be a fresh zone. When a fresh zone tendency, it come, it take, and then it go. And the zone that is already, I think this is, if this is a weak zone, red zone is going to be very happy, okay? I say this is a weak zone. I never say that this is not a zone. A weak zone is still a zone. Compared to a strong zone, if assuming we got a few zone over here, assuming, assuming this is another zone. So if this is a strong zone, this is a weak zone, we will wait, we will place our order at the strong zone for it to come down, pick us up and go up. But bear in mind, this is a day chart, okay? We are just only taking a chart as an illustration. So if this is the chart, this is a weak zone, assuming this is a very weak zone. So if you want to take the zone, nobody say cannot. Still can be done. Then you take up the fib block. Then you take up the fib. And you take up the fib. If you think that is a weak zone is still a zone, bear in mind. So from there, you trade zone to zone. From here, we trade zone to zone again. If you think you want to take that as a zone, then if you think that this a weak zone, not that no zone, there is a zone, but just that this zone considered a weak zone. Okay, bosses, all good. Then you trade level by level. It's still a zone. So this is what you do. Alternatively, you just use the Billion Sweep, call out the OFA, tap from the bottom to the tops. All both way works. Both way works. So we have to be very flexible when we look at the chart. If you're supply demand zone, I insist that I must find a zone. This is how you can trade. Equally good, right? Equally good. Because we break this into 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. It still form a support. You go. See, it form a support. Anything, look to the left. All this area can form as a support. We can look this as a support because there is a small consolidation over here. For big time frame, all this work. For smaller time frame, all this won't work because it's got no strength. But this is a daily time frame. All these things I would take into consideration for a big time frame. When I do analysis in a big time frame, I take all this into consideration. All this small candle, even 3, 4 candle to read, I take it as a consideration. But I don't use this as a zone itself. Got it? Bosses, good, all good. Understand? For big time frame, small time frame, the zone will definitely behave differently. Smaller time frame to break through, definitely easy. Bigger time frame, of course, the wall is thicker. You take a few more knock before you actually can bring it down or you can break up. Can bosses, got it? Clear? So I say already 2 things, 3 things, okay? I mentioned 3 things already. One is the strength of the move. Second thing, the time spent on the zone, the broader the base, the weaker the zone. A weak zone is still a zone. And the third thing, it must be good to be a fresh zone. A fresh zone, chances it will come back, it will attract the price, come back to red. So 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, maybe it can break or it can break. It can go up, it can go down. By then, we look for more confirmations of we are looking at the short or we are looking at the long. And the next thing, we look for risk and reward. If the zone give us a very good risk and reward, we won't want to enter, okay? Risk and reward is very important, and important in the sense that if the risk and reward is low, then it's no point that we take out the trade. That we will talk about it during this time frame, during time frame. And the next thing that we do is that we do level by level. We trade level by level. We look at it level by level. Okay? Bosses got good. We do things, we take it level by level. So these are the 5 areas that we will look at it. Time frame is almost like every strategy, everywhere we all talk about time frame. Time frame, risk and reward, and level. The last 3, every of it we will talk. But in the supply demand, the 2 things that we talk is the strength, the impulse move, and the base, the time spent at the base. Okay? The time spent at the base. Good. So this for supply demand, I think I cover quite a lot of it already. Now let's all good. You give me 1 minute. You give me 1 minute. You don't have to go. You just have to give me 1 minute. You give me one minute. My finger cannot bend already. Okay, come. Now come back. Okay, ready. Now we can go to ICT spring trade. Later. Okay, I tell you where to tell me. When I finish order block, you remind me of ICT, okay? When I finish order block, you remind me in ICT, Ken? When I finish order block, great, Ken. Good, very good. Level by level. This is known as level by level, level by level, level by level. This is one we see that is called level by level. We trade level by level. It's just like the fifth level that we do. When we bring up this, the fifth zone, for supply demands, we trade level by level. We go through level by level. If this is a very big area, if this impulse move is very big, we cannot be saying that, oh, impulse move, we do a supply, then we wait for the price to come down to the demand, and then the price will go up again. It's not this way, okay? So we see it level by level. We trade, we look at different level where the price will come. This come back to how we trade on our FIP. We look for confirmations of chart pattern, candlestick pattern, and this is how it's just come back to the very basic. So it's very important that we must have. Now again, agree with me, there's nothing so-called the basic, there's nothing so complicated. It's more in-depth and how much we know. But end of the day, when we trade, we still go back to the very so-called the retail fundamental support resistance candlestick pattern. Bosses, agree or not? Come. Give me something while I rest my finger. Agree? All bosses come. The more you tap, give me more seconds resting my finger, okay? Can? Good. So now you get it. You get the idea. The whole concept is very important, okay? You get that idea, huh? Now, okay, great. Let's come to our inducement topic. I love this topic. Now, later, in a second time, you will understand why I love this topic. You're going to love it too, okay? Ken? Let's start on this inducement topic. What is meant by an inducement? Wow. Now it's break time. Good to have a burger. It needs to have the equal opposites amount of supply and demand. So this is a supply, this is a demands to enter and exit the market with minimum slippage. That means the stop loss. So inducement simply put in something that persuade us to do something. Inducement is like, you know, actually inducement is good or bad. I don't know whether it's good or bad. Because if you can identify inducement, we will be very happy. But if we don't know about inducement, then something is really bad because that hit our stop loss. Yes, inducement is a trap, is a temptation. Yeah, look at the burger, correct? So this is really very, very important. Inducement is a very, I must say, it's just like liquidity. Inducement itself is not a strategy, but inducement itself is a principle that you need to know, something whereby you like it, you don't like it. Trend line, someone can say they don't like that, they don't believe in that trend line. I don't understand because I didn't hear his message passed to me. So happy or not happy, inducement is there, okay, in short. And this would generate liquidity to other participants in the market. Inducement generate liquidity. So far, so good. Inducement generate liquidity. And when we trade, we want liquidity, correct or not? It must have liquidity before a price can move. So liquidity is friend. But inducement, if you understand, very good. If we don't understand, it's an enemy because it's going to take away. Inducement is a Inducement, in short, is called a smart money trap. Can understand it better? It's a smart money trap. Correct. It's a smart money trap. So when it's a smart money trap, it traps us. So we don't want to be trapped. So now we are an informed trader. We don't get trapped. And we go with the trap. So when people set the trap, we put in the order, it takes us together. Remember the trap that Bossy that have prepared for us? We take the right with the tanker, we take the right with the big boys, and they pick us up, and then we ride together. Good. So in this, understand it better already, right? Now, no longer scared of inducement. Trap the not trap the inducement. When there is a trap, we go with the trap, right? We set our entry at the trap, and this is how we catch a spring trade. I tell you, it's beautiful. You will love it. Not difficult if you understand it well. Understand it well, you will definitely can do it very well. Okay, pattern is the pattern. All this pattern, chart pattern, is the market maker that include that make it for us to follow. That's it. There is a pattern. Every chart pattern, you can see inducement. Every chart pattern, we can see inducement. Only with the inducement, you pick up and then it take us and fry. So this is how it generate liquidity. Good. So now move to the next one. Now, inducement. This is also manipulation. Inducement is also known as manipulation. In Wyckoff, we understand about manipulations. In this smart money, inducement actually is known as, it got many names for it, it got many terms for it. It depends on how we understand it. Okay? Okay? So, wow. This is Bossy favorites, not the manipulation. This part is what? The salami, is it? Ah, Bossy, this is the salami Bossy favorites food. Accumulation, distribution, manipulation. Yes. Manipulations. A spring trade is a manipulation. That means the smart money, the composite man, press the price down. Let everybody believe that this is going to be a down, not the downtrend, okay? Not anything come down can be called a downtrend. That you believe that it's going to have a breakdown, a breakout, that means it's on the downside, and everybody jump into short, he take everything, and then he fry. So two areas, sell side liquidity and buy side liquidity. This is just now we learned about liquidity. There's a sell side liquidity, buy side liquidity, because if any uninformed trader look at this trend coming down, that it breaks a support level, it breaks a short trade. When you place a short trade, where is the stop loss? Above the support area. When the one that's trade the support along, it will place an order on the long side and place the stop loss at below the side. So this spring trade take up both sides of the liquidity. Got it? So for the swing trader, the let it swing, if the stop loss have not been placed in that so-called right place, everything will get whacked up. Bosses, got it? So far, so good. I'm going to show you the next trick, okay? Inducement. Got it? This is the inducement. This is the inducement. So this is the inducement. Got it? See? Clear? So this is the one whereby the market, when we move the high, higher, high, and each time when during the high, higher, high, it tends to retrace back. This part is the one that take out almost everybody or all of us when we at the informed trader stage. This is what it will makan our stop loss. But today we are informed trader. We are an informed trader. This is going to be our benefit. Yes, breakups is an inducement. Breakup manipulations. All these inducement are a form of manipulation. This is to generate liquidity and to makan up all the orders. And just now, Bossy has shown us the chart. Those that place the order up here and place the stop loss here, it will get makan. And those that place the order here will get filled and take the ride together with the big boys, with the smart money. Yes, it's a false breakout. That's right. So, false breakout, retail term. Inducement, smart money term. So, are they both the same thing or not? Bosses? I will come to it, how we place a trade in this area. I will come to it. So now, these questions that is important to us. Inducement is just known as a false breakout. Retail term, correct false breakout. SMC term, correct inducement. Are they both the same? Package it differently. Whether I put that piece of cake into a plastic bag, or I put that piece of cake into a wooden box, wrapped with a ribbon, come with a paper carrier, induce a false breakout. Induce for you to place the, for us to place the order and believe that this is going to be a downtrend or an uptrend, and it take away all the stop loss, right? Later, when I say good for us, if we can identify where is the inducement going to be, so we can catch a very good trade, that means we can buy at the dip. If this is going to be one trade up, is it very good? We can place the order here, or is it you want to place the order here? Our RR, if we can know what is how to trade on the spring trade, we can know, we can increase our risk and reward. It increase our wallet. Our wallet size will grow better. Our wallet size will grow better. Yes, I know this is not a retest. It's okay, you can want to call it retest. Later we will go into it. But I will just say that we will use breakout first, okay? When breakout, there is a retest. This is breakout. This is a breakout. This is a retest. So a breakout retest fail and it bounce out. Okay, in this way, Emily, we have to understand it from this way, okay? This is a breakout. This is a retest. Always we say, right, when a breakout, we wait for a retest. Then the next question, what happened? You got no retest. We miss a trade, right? So breakout, retest. Then, okay, we come back to the chart. Let me draw. Okay, this one is clear. I'm going to take away. Okay, so now we use this. If this is going to be a breakout. Wait. If this is going to be the breakout. Oh, now we're on the down. Okay, wait 1 minute. Just now the spring go this way. Breakout. So we always say that breakout will have always to say, when breakout, we want to wait for a retest. Correct? This is what Millie meant. This is a breakout. This one is a retest. And then we want to wait for it to break down further. Correct? But what happened? This breakout got no retest, no. Haha. This is the inducement. Got it? Clear? Good. See? So this is the inducement. This is the inducement. This is an inducement. No, inducement means a force breakdown. Yeah, means a force breakdown, means it break down and then it never do anything. It go all the way up. Is to trap the retail. It's to trap the retail. You can see it break down. It break down immediately, it go back. Of course, in between, it will have some time, but it just never come to the second lower point. So once it come down already, it break all the way out. So where do we see this type inducement? We can see this type inducement in, we can see this type inducement in any chart pattern. You can, in a trend line dynamic, anything, anywhere you see liquidity, you see inducement. Inducement follow the nature of liquidity. You can understand it better? Definitely, yes, Ming An. Yes, we are going into that. That is a very important topic. That's why we are here over this weekend. Inducement follow the nature of liquidity. Simple, right? Bosses, now you can understand better if I tell you inducement follow the nature of liquidity. As we're spending the front part of ours that to talk about liquidity. So now I just tell you, inducement follow the nature of liquidity. You understand it clear, right? Now you are clear. What do we mean by inducement? So inducement come in any form. Inducement come in any form. A lot of inducement. If you look at the chart, there is full of inducement. Inducement means a force breakout. And it just, this is known as a liquidity sweep, very clear cut, right? This is known as just a candle itself. We can always say that this is a liquidity sweep. This is a liquidity sweep. A sweep, when it come and then it just go. A come, it just go. So all these are inducement. All these are inducement that it come and then it just go. But a very good spring trade, is like things like that. There is a form by a few candle. And this is a very thin, this is a very good one. Okay. This is a inducement. That means a force breakout. A force breakout. Technically, we liquidity equal to spring, equal to inducement. Well, if you, for a mind map, you can set it that way. But for theory-wise, we need to split it and understand it. If we say liquidity is spring is inducement, then I think that only if you can understand, because that is your mind map. Can I say that? I'm not meant to be rude. I meant to go into detail. Because liquidity is, it can be a liquidity sweep. It can be just one candle like that come down. It can be just one candle. It can be just a candle like that come down. Okay, it just have a one candle, but it does not have any other candle that follow. One sweep, it go up. So this is only a sweep, a liquidity sweep, just only a liquidity sweep. Although you say a breakdown, but it go up immediately. The candle does not close below. So if this candle close, if this sweep, the candle close it, if this candle close above, it can form a few candles. It can form a few candles, but it's just a false breakout. It form a few candles, and after that, it reversed. It did not break. It did not break up. It did not break up. So it used this base here to generate what? As you can see over here, can see there's an equal high, this break, but it did not successful. It turned all the way down and it retest. Okay, this term, maybe you can understand it better. Break up, it retest, but it did not go up. A retest is what we look at, a continuation pattern. Break up, retest, it go all the way up. But for this instant, it break up and then it go all the way down. So this part itself is known as an inducement. It induces you to go further, to go higher, but it come all the way down. But liquidity sweep itself is just that one candle, it touch and then it go. It touch and go. We don't do anything unless unless we know it, then we place order, then we pick up. It's a totally different thing. Okay. So this is what I try to say that. So this is what the inducement. But when it does this also generate liquidity over here, because when a lot of us, if we think that, oh, this is going to break up, we place the order, we put the stop loss here, we got makan. We got makan. Correct? Got it? So this, we will get stop loss already. So all these are very fine detail. That's why when we come to SMC, a lot say that, oh, this is advanced theory. Not wrong with that, but because this is more detail, we are looking at very refined, like you're going for the fine dining, you know, the way how you appreciate, how you cut, how you eat, which I never like lah, huh? So this is how a very detailed things that what we are looking at it. We are looking at very detailed part already. All familiar, all traders gone through this part. Before we understand about what is liquidity, inducement, tendency, all this is the one that we would tend to place order and think that it will go further. So the retest, we got no, so a lot of us will actually, a lot of coaches will tell you, breakup must have retest. This is the reason retest fail. But also there's breakup, no retest, it go all the way up. Okay, so this is what we meant by inducement. This is an inducement. So good. Our bosses understand what is inducement before we can go on. Very important. Inducement is a topic that I really hope every of us here can really pay attention. And in fact, the whole session you need to pay attention. Okay. So liquidity follow what? Liquidity follow accumulation, distributions, and manipulations, and inducement follow liquidity. Actually, they are all interconnected. None of it is standalone, but it's just the matter of how detailed we want to be. And if we are trading with real money, we are looking forward into financial freedom. We want to grow money, want to do many things. Money can do a lot of things, okay, but not everything. So is it important that we have to go in? We have to be very detailed when we trade. When the detail we trade, we look at it, we have our set of pattern, we have our own checklist, and every step that we go through the checklist, we find the odds to our side. If everything check, the odds of it is at 4 point, 3 point, 5 point, the bigger the point, the more convictions that we get, and we can place a very confident trade. Everything we still need to wait for confirmation. Later, I will tell you, when we see a swing trade, what can we do? We can be very happy to see swing trade one. No hurry in entering a trade. Never hurry entering a trade. If we analyze a trade, if we still have to think of the next candle going to be green or red, no trade, no go. When we enter a trade, we must have the conviction. But for me, I never like a stop loss. So when I'm down up with a few percent, I will shift my stop loss. I place big order, my happy big order. Stop out, replace another order. What is the issue? I'm going to say that 1,000 times. I'm not the limit order person. I need confirmation. I want to see the candle. I clear, because if I'm a full-time trader, what is the problem? If I'm a full-time trader, obviously I have to spend my time trading, right? So a lot say, oh, we don't stick the eyes on the screen. Whatever you can say it like crap lah. End of the day, my money I decide, okay? If I spend the time on my screen, I make very good money, why not? I want to be in control. Great. Can? So if you want to be in control, spend the time on the chart. Quick in, quick out. Depends on how much I want to make. That is my style. Everybody have a style. Everybody have a style. Go and define the style. Go and define your own style. And you will definitely get your winning edge. Okay? Can? So inducement, any more question for inducement? Because inducement is also same as talk about like liquidity, manipulations. So liquidity follow, just have to remember the step. I'm going to give you this step over here. Follow here. A game plan, not wrong. But you must first of all know what game we are playing. If we are playing a basketball, no point you use a golf rule. If we're playing a golf, we cannot use the set of rules from a basketball. So first of all, you must know what game we are playing. So that only when knowing what game we are playing, we can identify our set of rules. That is very important. Not wrong with that. Okay? Okay? So I repeat it. Liquidity follow what? Follow the three main concepts. What is the main power tree concept? Accumulation, manipulations, and distributions. So when we look at the chart, nothing to get us away from these three big things. Accumulation, distribution, manipulations. Inducement is a manipulation. Got it? Like that, get it clear? Yes, the AMD concept is very, very important. So accumulation, distribution, manipulation. You want the AMD, you want the ADM, your wish. Go and write it. So accumulation, distribution, manipulation. Manipulation is inducement, force breakup, manipulate. That means market maker plan it for uninformed trader to enter and makan the stop loss. And it's a trap. It's a smart money trap. Again, it's smart money. Only smart people trap the not so smart people, right? I think if you use a very plain layman term to explain it. Okay. So far so good. Although inducement is a very big topic, but we really because we have covered we can cover supply, demand, liquidity, and liquidity is a topic that just now we spend really a fair bit of time talking about liquidity. Okay. So everybody, inducement, is that all good? All good. I will move to the next chart now. Very important. You must know inducement. Inducement is really the topic. If you're all good, I'm going to show you the next slide. Bosses, now how many bosses? I got so many bosses. Wow. Okay, bosses, come, good. Come. It must be all good one or not, because I want you to go. Only I want you to go correct. Before I go. Make sure that I leave no trader behind. All traders must come along. Everybody must come with me. Okay. Great. Okay, we are ready for the next slide. Distribution, accumulation. This is inducement. And this is the UTAG. Okay, UTAG and spring. UTAG and spring are inducement. Correct. We don't want to get trapped. Correct. When you analyze the chart, Ruth, I believe you sure can make it. Okay. Put in the effort. Go and backtest it. Understand it. We will not get trapped. And we follow the big boys and take a good ride. So manipulation inducement is really a feature in the game institution we're playing. Wyckoff understand it. Right. So Wyckoff come up the distribution manipulation. Accumulations, and he understands the game. This is the game that during Wyckoff time, he already have the eye for it. So end of the day, who is the real big gang here? Wyckoff, right? So now, so clear, inducement is talking about the UTAG and spring, the upthrust. When it comes to the upthrust, we have to be careful. If the upthrust, nothing continual, jump, it will become a breakdown. And this part is for the distribution, we look at the UTAG, the upthrust, and for accumulations, we look at the spring, a spring trade. Great, good. So now you understand better who is Wyckoff, right? Jiang, who is the OG now? Got it? Guys, this is what Bossy have prepared for everybody. So good, right? Bossy like it. Great. So you can see it. A gangster is really correct. The OG, original OG. Can? So I hope by doing all this slide is possible, do it so that everybody can remember. When you remember of the original OG, the gangster here, you remember UTAG and you remember the spring trade. When you remember the spring and the UTAG, you remember of the scalp. So this is the work that Bossy have put in. The team really have put in a lot of effort and try to make these lessons, this 10 hours really worth your time by spending with us. We really put in all the details. Okay? With the details of how to use picture to do illustrations that make everybody get more in-depth and understand. Not only understand, it become a mind map and you can get into the back of your mind. Each time when we see a chart, all these pictures is going to surface and going to remind you what to look up with, okay? Can? Bosses, good. Up to here, up to this point, everybody like it? With all the illustration or picture, the whatever that we add in, is going to help you to remember better, understand better of the entire concept. So you remember of week of wearing a nice sunglasses, you think of inducement, accumulation, distribution, manipulations. That we come to that topic. Alvin, I will come to that topic. Okay, we'll come to that topic. Yeah, he's really the godfather. Okay, Ken. So if it's good, then we shall have another 5 minutes break and 10 minutes break. Give me a 10 minutes break, and I will come back for the next lesson, and we're going to talk about FVG. We're going to talk about FVG and carry on. We talk about order block, and from there we're going to carry out to the end already. Okay, there's two more very big topic to cover. So I see everybody in 10 minutes time. Thank you. Tim, 10 minutes, please.
number that comes to my head. When I think of all the years I wanna be with you. Wake up every morning with you in my bed. That's precisely what I plan to do. And you know one of these days, when I get my money right, buy you everything and show you all the finer things in life. We'll forever be in love, so there ain't no need to rush. But one day I won't be able to ask you loud enough. I'll say, will you marry me? I swear that I will mean it. I say, will you marry me? Say it. Oh yeah. How many girls in the world can make me feel like this? Baby, I don't never plan to find out. The more I look, the more I find the reasons why you're the love of my life. You know one of these days, when I get my money right, buy you everything and show you all the finer things in life. We'll forever be in love, so there ain't no need to rush. But one day I won't be able to ask you loud enough. I'll say, will you marry me? I swear that I will mean it. I say, will you marry me? And if I lost everything in my heart, it means nothing, 'cause I have you. Girl, I have you. To get right down on bended knee, nothing else would ever be better, better. The day when I say, will you marry me? I swear that I will mean it. I say, will you marry me? I'll say, will you marry me? I swear that I will mean it. I say, will you marry? And would you do it, baby? Got me singing, got me singing. Would you marry me, baby? 105 is the number that comes to my head. When I think of all the years I wanna be with you. Wake up every morning with you in my bed. That's precisely what I plan to do. Yeah. I'm hurting, baby. I'm broken down. I need your loving, loving. I need it now. When I'm without you, I'm something weak. You got me begging, begging. I'm on my knees. I wanna be
Hey, great. We are back. Okay, good. Just give a few more seconds for more of us to be back here. So far so good. Of course, inducement is a big topic. Inducement, that is minor inducement, major inducement, and minor inducement based on different time frame. Of course, the inducement in the bigger time frame, of course, is a major inducement. And if we go to any time frame that is a smaller time frame, will be a minor inducement. Of course, you can see inducement everywhere. Okay, so as I can cover the topic up to here, I can't go any deeper because we got more to go. Come back for our bonus sessions, Q&A sessions. We will dive deep in more, talking more about inducement. We can do hours and hours by just talking about inducement. Okay, everyone, like the inducement is really everywhere. The best way to say I'm Ray. That's a very good word. Okay, bosses. Okay, good. So inducement, if we come back to the picture here, we are talking about day chart. Of course, we are talking about bigger inducements that definitely at day chart, everything strong. So when it ever break down, all these inducements are really big inducements that we are talking about. So if we are going into a smaller time frame, let's say 1 hour, a 4-hour time frame, as the time frame getting smaller, we are talking about a smaller inducement that we are looking at. Is that all good, bosses? Ken? So from a big time frame, as usual, top down, big time frame, major inducement, smaller time frame, smaller inducement, and inducement is everywhere. Of course, just as I show, a spring trade is one of the inducement. You can see many inducement everywhere. Any force breakout, any breakout that this liquidity, that the smart money, also called the these composite men that plan the trade to trap the stop loss, definitely that is the inducement. Good. All bosses, okay? See how is that okay for you? Good, all good. Is see how back here? So inducement is everywhere. It's just not so straightforward. Definitely a spring itself. It's really everywhere. Any part you can see an inducement. Inducement come in different form. But one form that we can definitely catch it well is called the spring trade. That is where Mr. Wyckoff here, during his time, he already see this. That is why there is this spring trade that come along. And there is many terms that we can, there's many areas that we can look for inducement. But one very popular one and one area that we can identify and we can make that into our win, our odds, is the spring trade and the Utah, that the two famous one. That's I'm going to show. Of course, along the way, you can do many of it that you can trap and you can go and do back tests. Again, go and do back tests. Okay, so I recap of it. Inducement follow the nature of liquidity, and if that is accumulation, manipulations, distributions, that is where we can see liquidity. So this is very, very important. So this is other step. So once you get it, we are good to move ahead. So inducement is a big area of it that we know. So along the way during our revision lesson, we will go more in depth of it. So now let us move forward. Is that okay, bosses? You got it? Bigger time frame, bigger major inducement, smaller time frame, minor inducement. It depends on the time frame where we are. So bigger time frame, everything is stronger. Smaller time frame, it tends to break easily. This is the principle, the fundamentals to understand. Now, we are ready to move to the next topic for today. We are talking about fair value gap. This is one of the strategy that Rezwan like it. Rezwan use a lot on fair value gap. So Rezwan fan, yes. So today we are going to go through on this topic called known as fair value gap. Because if you want to identify order block, my way, or rather I'm trained to identify order blocks with there is more criteria that I need to look at it. Okay, so come, let's start off with this. Surina, you also like to use FVG. Okay, good, Ken. So now you can see this gap appear when there is a large move, okay? So-called the normal candle, the imbalance candle. When we talk about value gaps, we are talking about imbalance. As just now during the chart, this is an imbalance, a very strong imbalance move, okay? Got it? This is a strong imbalance move. So when there is an imbalance move, it causes this gap called the FVG gap. And this is the opportunity for the liquidity to exchange hand. That means, you see, when this impulse move all the way out, that is really can create a lot of things over here. So under Wyckoff law and supply demand, when the market move impulsively, it suggests that institutions are driving price due to lack of opposite order. Okay, if lack of opposite order, and it's a low supply during buying and low demand during selling. A little opportunity, it leaves little opportunity. Once very big move, that means if this is an uptrend, if this move, that means it leaves no opportunity for the seller. It leaves no opportunity for the seller. That's why it creates all this impulse. That means not enough of resistance. The order here, not enough to stop it. That's why it moved all the way out. So this is a very this is really something whereby when we call it impulse, when this is called as a FVG. So everything I told you, if anything we cannot catch the pump, we look for the dump. There is a reason for it. As along the way, we're going to unpack it, okay? So this is the move. Got it? So far, so good. Those new traders, I think I need to ask a question here. New traders who have not heard of FVG and who have not come across by using the so-called strategy or FVG. But if you're with Rajan, definitely you heard of FVG. But just in case, how many of us here actually does not understand what is meant by a FVG? How is FVG formed? Why we are keep talking about the FVG, the fair value gap? Yeah, really, can't tell me. It's really, if you don't understand and come tell me about if. Sure, yeah, it's the me. If you don't understand, give me the me. It's totally fine. To some people, you just like it, you understand it, but to some people, it might not. Okay, so now this is, so pay attention. So I will go more of it, because if everything I understand, then I can skip more of it. Now let's talk more about it. Okay, Ken, here, good. Thanks for telling me. Thanks for letting me know. So now you know. This is FVG when it's a normal time. When you see those candles have the wick, there is no gap in between. No gap in between. Then we call it normal. Buying, selling, that is called normal, right? So there's no gap. There's no impulse move. Every candle get close up. But when you see those candles that got very big body, but got very small wick, the in-between, we call it the fair value gap. The fair value gap. Got it? So far, so good. When there is a gap. So first of all, let's understand no gap and got gap first. You can understand this very basic. Some candle got no gap. Let's go to the actual chart to look for some candle that got no gap one. Recently, all the candle got a lot of gap. Okay? That is candle like no gap. Candle like this candle, it close above in between. This candle close above it. So down here, there is no gap. And there is a gap over here. You can see? There is gap. There is gap over here. There is gap here. But there is no gap over this area. This area, it got no gap. It got no gap. This is good. This is a good one to show. Come. Let me show you here. This group of candle. In between them, there is no gap. Those bosses who you tell me you're not very familiar, then when I ask question, you need to reply so that I will know how much you understand, how much and you don't. I will know where to add on. This group of candle got no gap. Can you see it? Those bosses that are new to FVG, the wick, they overlap each other. We don't see any gap in between. So this is called balance. This one got normal candle. They got no gap. And this group of candle that we are going to see here, there is gap. There is gap here. Okay. Just look at candle itself. Forget about the overall picture. Let's look at gap. Let's look at the candle itself. Okay. Got it? So this is the area when this is normal, this is a imbalance. When imbalance, in between, when one is, let's say 3 candle, in between there is this box here, this is known as a fair value gap, a imbalance. There is an imbalance within the candle, Just now we talk about balance and balance, we talk about a bigger picture. But now we are talking about a candle by itself. We zoom into a smaller picture now. Within the balance and balance, now we only look at candle. We are talking about candle. So this is 3 candle in the box. So in this candle itself, we can see that there is a gap among them. So this part is very important. Let's get this concept correct. So, okay, so this is good to go. So this is when there is an imbalance. Now we are looking about a candle itself. Forget about a big picture of a chart, okay? It doesn't matter what time frame. This is the candle that we are looking at. So this form a gap. This is considered normal. Although this is normal, okay? You don't talk about the impulse move. Let's talk about the candle itself. This is known as normal. This is imbalance. So now, the purpose of the FVG, this gap acts like a magnet for price action as the market tends to return to this area to fill the imbalance, allowing the institutions to finish their trade or to re-enter a position. So when you see a FVG, Rejon will usually tell you at the bottom of FVG, the FVG makan finish, you see a bullish engulfing, we long. Or you see a hammer, green color, he prefer a green color hammer than a red color hammer, and then we long. So this is the part that we understand first. For the reasons, this is due to fill their unfilled or sell order due to the lack of buy order previously. So when they move too fast, they left a lot of food here. So it will come back and take all the food to fill the spot at a better price. So far, so good. So when there is a FVG, when there is an imbalance, the price tend to come back and fill it, because still that here there is a lot of order, there's liquidity, there is a lot of order here that have not filled. So whatever it move all the way up, it got the tendency to come back and take the makan. You can see? Can you see here? Okay, let's work candle by candle, okay? Within this candle, there's one. Within this candle, there's one. Got it? Can see? This is the FVG. And this is also the FVG. This is a huge FVG, okay? This is really big. This is, you see, it can start to come down and makan. This is a replay chart now, because I just want to talk about these 2 candles. That's why I leave it at this replay zone. But that's good. Any duration that considered will makan FVG, not all FVG will be filled. Correct, not all FVG will be filled. There's other reason why the FVG is not filled. Later we talk about that again, okay? Ken? So let's talk about FVG itself now. FVG, if any imbalance is a FVG, doesn't is a retracement, trend continuation, or anything. As long as the candle there is an imbalance, that is a FVG. It does not go whether is it a trend reversal or is that a long trend. Doesn't matter. As long as you see all these big long candle, the impulse move, it tendency that you can see FVG in between. So always where there is an impulse move, we identify a supply demand zone and we set order and wait for it to come down. The actual reason of it, some of it in between, there is all this FVG, all this FVG. But it's just a supply demand does not require with a FVG, but when we come to order block, FVG come into picture. So now first must set this right to understand what is meant by FVG first. Doesn't matter where it is. Let's talk about candle. Now we talk about candle. We don't talk about supply, demand, long and short, where the place. We talk about candle between candle. This is a very good example of FVG. Any candle that you see in between, this is a FVG, okay? This is a MVG, a candle. Assuming this is 3 candle, 1 candle, 1 candle, 2 candle, 3 candle. This is a FVG that you form. Okay? A candle within a candle, if it don't have a wick to close up each other, the in-between mid, we know we classify this as a FVG. Whether FVG going to makan finish, not makan finish, later we talk about it. It's going to touch or not. And the word, we will come into the technical term over the area. So far, so good, bosses. Can? Well, this is really a topic. This is topic, and it can be, I don't know whether it's called dry or not, okay? Because this is just one part of it, and we need a few parts to add up whether are we going to, can we use the FVG, how we use the FVG to turn into our edge for the winning trade. So this is the FVG, this is the FVG, and this, anything that touch on it, this is known as a mitigation. So always Rezon will use the word in mitigated. Once it mitigated means the price is going to do a reversing. So mitigation is the word that used for FVG, used in order block, and use it anything that is touches, in short that it touch it, it makan it finish, it eat finish, it come and eat finish, like the Pac-Man, that the game Pac-Man like that, it come and eat finish, it will do a reverse. But where is actually reverse, like Alicia asked, not all FVG will be touched. Some FVG, the candle don't even come down at all. So this part later, inducement will come into picture. Inducement will come into the very good picture when we're going to talk about FVG later. Later, the inducement will come back to the picture. So inducement is just not only when earlier when I share inducement, we go on the spring trade. Later, when I'm going to talk about order block, we need the inducement. The inducement is going to tell us how we will look at it that bring to more of our side that would this FVG be makan or not? Would it mitigate or not? Would it come down or not? Where a better price we can do our entry, okay? So bear with it, understand what is meant by the FVG first, which is, that is very important. So this is a FVG when there is an imbalance. Some call it imbalance, some call it inefficiency, and this FVG will actually form. Good. This is important, all bosses, especially bosses that don't understand about fair value gap. Am I clear with this part? Imbalance, it causes this FVG. Any 3 candles in between leave you a very big body before the next week that open. This is known as a FVG. Very, very important. Okay, because if you want to trade using a smart money concept, we need to know. We need to know. Okay, gap. When we talk about gap, because crypto is a 24/7. That means that there's no off time. That means it keeps running 24/7. Even today, like a Sunday, the candle also continue to move. Gap is meant for people who trade indexes, people who trade forex. In stock, we see gap. Yes, we use gap for we take gap into consideration also. So gap itself also we will actually take that into consideration. But today I'm not going to go through that because to be fair, this is really only crypto. So if you want to know more of that, maybe got chance, I will share with you, Benjamin. This that okay, Benjamin? Do you do forex trading and things like that? If it's yes, then this gap is something that you will use, and it's very useful. Good, yeah, okay. When I run special sessions, some ad hoc sessions, I will share it. I will share it. Okay. So FVG is one area whereby in between all this area that it is called imbalance. Imbalance, inefficiency is known as FVG. Okay. So now this is very important that we get to know with the FVG. So I'm going to move on to the next slide if everything is okay. So far, so good with that. Not difficult to identify. Emily is right. This is just, but again, knowing where's the FVG and how to apply it, that is 2 different things, okay? Now we come back to this slide of it. So what will cause this impulse news? So what is this event that caused this shift? A supply demand, that this is this shift or this imbalance that caused the result in the imbalance in the market. News, like when there's a war, when the war spike up, changes where everything is going to go down, and it's going to go down drastically, and that causes the impulse move, and that in between there's going to have a lot of FVG gap. So algorithm, and if the algorithm now against, we have to trade against the algorithm. So a lot of all this strategy that built before, hence we really need to tweak it. Indicators that built before 1980s and so on, we need to tweak it. Very important, because there's these algorithms that come in place. Algorithm, maybe you can detect more of the people set of the stop loss and things like that, and it will cause this impulse drastic move to hunt for all the stop loss, and it come all the way down. This is called the impulse move and the market manipulation. Pump and dump, you guys like pump and dump, right? All the Korean kimchi and things like that. Pump and dump, actually market manipulations will cause all this big candle. Also, like recently I saw some of all the shitcoin really pump all the way up and dump all the way down. So pump and dump will actually cause all this FVG. But is all FVG will be makan or not? No, in some pump and dump coin, when it comes up, it never go up again. I've seen quite a few coins like that. It haven't go up, like, will it go or not? I don't know. Okay, so far so good. How I explained to you all this FVG. So the purpose of the FVG, that is, as what I say, is like a magnet, then it attract price. That's all. Will all price be attract? Not necessarily, depend on how strong is the magnet. Good. So manipulations, don't think of it. Why? Always, okay, we are asked the why. Because when the candle spike, because of there is news, there's surprises, there's because of algorithm, and because of market manipulation. This is the three big area that we can think of. We can think of. Great. So now we are going to move on to the next one. So far so good or not? If FVG, if it's so good, I shall not go very in depth of it. So we can talk about more in order block. While we cover more of order block, we come back to FVG. Basically, FVG is really quite straightforward. It's strictly only telling us about from candle to candle, there is a gap that from a FVG. Whether is it the downtrend, whether is it the uptrend, when you see a candle like an impulse long candle like that, there is a FVG. This impulse candle itself, this is a FVG. This any time frame, it can be any time frame, okay? Any time frame you can see. Any time frame when you see this type of long candle, there is a FVG. But again, if you know where is the FVG, we must know how to make good use of the FVG. All these are FVG. There's plenty. There's so many FVG we can get in everywhere. FVG. See? There's many FVG that we can see. You want to use 1 minute, you have your way of using 1 minute, okay? So as what I say, 1 minute, 10 minutes, 1 hour, everything. The higher the time frame, the stronger it is. The lower the time frame, it tends easier to break. This is a FVG, okay? This is FVG. Let's look at candle. Don't look at, wow, it break through, it break down. Just look at the three candle itself. So now, very easy to see, right? FVG, naked eyes, already we can tell in between, very clear. Okay, now I'm going to move on. Now it's 4:47. We're going to move on to our next topic. Before I move on to the next topic, any question first? Because once the next topic come in, there is also one big topic, a lot to explain. That one got a lot to explain. No question? All good? Give me at least 10 good, I move on. I see 10 good, I move on, to be fair to the rest. Okay, very good. Thank you, bosses. Thank you. Okay, now, the next topic, everybody like. Not everybody like. Everybody have been talking about it. Order block concept. Okay, we are talking about the order block concept. Question again. Who have heard of? One, if you know what is the order block, you know how to apply it. Two, you have heard of the order block, but you don't know how to apply it. Three, you have never heard of the order block. 1, 2, 3. Wow, 1. Well, I got 1. Wow. 2.5. Okay. I got some of 3. Okay. Okay, got it, bosses. Got it. Thank you. Okay, now let's come to order blocks. Those already know, very good. You can go and take a break. Those that are 2.5 and 3, you stay focused, okay? I know, Adam, you can go and drink coffee already. I think Adam and a few of them one night. You can go and drink coffee, So now, the 2 2 and 2.3, come back, okay? Stay focused, stay very focused, okay? Now, when we talk about the order block, again, this is the asking again. Is support resistant a supply demand and supply demands, is supply demand a support resistant? The question is yes. Is support resistant a supply demand? The answer is no. I just say a cat is an animal, not all animals are cat. Is a supply demand an order block? Yes or no? I think Adam, you answer. Is supply demand an order block? Correct, no. But is an order block a supply demand? Very good. Yes. So order block is a supply and demand, but a supply and demand is not an order block because they have a different criteria. Okay, got it? Clear? And this is very important. Okay, you're going to read it, okay? Bosses, we have to get this very, very clear, okay? A supply demand is a support resistance, and a support resistance is not a supply demand. A supply demand, order block can be a supply demand, but a supply demand is not order block. So go and get this ram up. This is important. Okay, this is very important because both end of the day we are still looking for the top and the bottom. So now look at this order block concept. An order block represents the last bearish candle or bullish candle before a large market move, and indicating an area where the institutions place large order. Okay, so order block also got some order block and not very some. That means it's a weaker order block. So our order block is one order block we can draw. Just as supply demand, we can have many of the block. But very important is that we need certain criteria of it. We need certain criteria. So like the order block are one of the key elements in the SMC. And order block is like loading the zone at a warehouse. See, now we use this term to represent, guys. So this we need to pay a bit of attention, okay? So high probability zone, high order blocks and FVG, where means order block with an FVG, it attract price action. Trader anticipate that price will revisit this zone and react to them. So we use a real chart to look at it. We use the real chart and look at it. This is a very, very good example. So there is a FVG. There is really a huge FVG over here. And you can see that the price start moving down. How low it can go? Wait, we will go for it, okay? So institutions offer large order to this zone, but may not get filled during the initial move. So price return to this level to allow institutions to lower their risk to complete their large position at the price favorable to them. So if they want to buy, they will want the price to come down to the level so that they will buy cheap. Or everybody want to buy at the discount zone and sell at the premium zone. No doubt, no difference from institution, okay? Order blocks are one of the key elements in SMC. And order block is like loading zone in the big warehouse where institution place large order to buy or sell order before the next big delivery. So that means if there is a lot of order before the next big delivery, they have to get everything ready. So this block represents area where smart money have placed significant trade. So price often revisit this zone. Revisit this zone, okay? The price revisit this zone to pick up the rest of the load. So imagine this is a big, very big order. So the manufacturer give. So when the price went, so this is where the place where this is a big warehouse. So when they have only, let's say they have 1,000 order, they only deliver 500. So there is another 500 here. So the tendency is that it will come down and pick up the other 500 before it move out. Agree with it? Can you see that? Not say agree. Can you see the point of it? So while we could take a bigger picture view of this zone, SMC zero down. SMC bring it down to the pinpoint of the exact candle or price level. So this is why we will identify, later we go into order block, okay? Now we will talk about the FVG. So when this, later we identify the order blocks, so the price will come down to the particular, where the SMC zero down into pinpoint this order block and the exact candle for the price level. So this is where we know as a beautiful entry point, right? While order block and FVG focus on mitigation revisit, and you can call it revisiting the previous institutional zone to complete their order, and supply demand zone emphasize shift in buyer and seller dominate. Both give traders a framework for identifying entry point. Assuming today you are not an order block trader, you are only a supply demand zone trader. So there is also a zone over here. If we think that this is going to call as a demand zone, again, of course, Billion say a zone got too many candle, weak is still a zone. I repeat that again now. Weak zone is still a zone, okay? So again, so this is how now we talk about this demand zone first, okay? Later we identify, start to draw, and I will share with you more. Okay, so this is the FVG. So far, we just get the concept first. Everyone, get it? Clear with me? Got it? So this is the chart that that I can show you. So this is where the institutionals place large order like FVG order block. Just take it when the impulse move means there is an order producing, and just that you got too big an order, some of it you get delivered, you still left a lot behind. Therefore, it must come back and pick it up. Hope lah. It must come back and pick it up. So sometimes also got abandoned order, it continue to go up, it never come down, okay? So sometimes when people are in this tradings, in manufacturing, you will know that sometimes you will have orders that you deliver. After that, the client will say, I cancel the order, I'm not going to pick it up already. This kind of thing common, right? In manufacturing, this kind of thing is very, very common. People order, you can cancel the order and you will not be coming back. Order block can break, definitely. Order block definitely can break. Then you become a breaker block. Okay, so anything can break. Remember, that is not 100%. Unless that coin go into zero, then nothing to talk. If the price go all the way to zero, that is the real bottom of it. That means end of it, confirm. Nothing can go lower than that. Any price can go zero. Remember that. Any coin can be abandoned. It can go all the way to zero. Okay, I will come to your answer later. So this is very, very important. Depends on, okay, which one is strong? It depends on you are in the Indian restaurant or you are in the fine Chinese cuisine restaurant. This is very important. They are both serving food. They are both different foods, but they are all the edible food. Adam, can get this point? Cannot. Okay, I repeat that again. No worries. I will come back to you in that topic. Okay? If it's cannot settle, I will run extra sessions for you. So now look at this thing. Very important that you can see that when remember that concept first, because I like to do a lessons whereby I bring in illustration, I bring in the story, and then you try to link it. That is very important. Who doesn't know what is called by an order block? I mean, you Google, there's plenty of it, okay? So now you must do the mind map of it. When the thing sudden spike, that means out of whatever reason, that sometimes you are preparing an order, and the client telling me this one is to deliver in 1 month's time. But for the sudden, the client said, I just need it urgently. Whatever you have on hand, 10 pieces, 20 pieces, you just deliver to me first. So once it deliver, this is called the impulse move. It spike. But behind that is still an order to be picked up. So far, so good up to this point? Good. Okay. So if you think of like that, it's easier for us to interpret order block. What? Order block, no big deal. It's just only another supply or another area, another entry point that we are looking at it. Okay? So now you are clear with this. Very good. So now we move on to the next slide. So using imbalance in markets. So both order block FVG highlights area where institutions are likely to visit in order to complete the trade at price. That means to fulfill the entire order. So by combining both these two things, FVG and the order block, It gives us more secure. It gives us more edge to trade, greater precision and confidence. That means if let's say a FVG, and the FVG is so big, how will I know which part FVG that it will it go? But if there is a strong order block below, the tendency and the chances is that it will come down and pick it up. Just assuming the client leave 10 diamonds with you. If I am a craftsman, I do setting. So the client want to make 10 pieces of diamond ring. And I just managed to finish 2 pieces. The client pick it up. It caused the impulse move. And the client got 8 diamonds with me, no. I'm going to set it into the ring for the clients. Do you think the clients will come back and pick up this 8 diamonds ring? Yes or no? Bosses come. 8 diamonds with me, no? Or 10. He took 2. He still got 8 with me. In this instant, you think the client going to come back or not? Confirm we chop the client and come back to me, okay? And the client, not only that, the client keep reminding, I got 8 diamonds with you. That is what we are talking about. Conviction. Conviction. If you think of conviction, you think of the 10 diamonds ring, okay? Being 1 carat or being 10 carat doesn't matter. Diamonds, okay? Diamonds is my best friend. Another of my best friend, okay? So this is really very important that we understand the rationale that this is a confirmed conviction that it will come back. So how will it come back? Depends on how strong is the order block. Order block is the productions, the deliver is the impulse, and then it will come back and pick up. This is the few steps that what we will look at it. So now let's come back to this part, okay? So using here that you can see that we already put it very clear, order blocks FVG that help us. So now, very importantly, if we want to talk about the most of textbook teaching, if there is an impulse move, the last candle before the impulse move is known as an order block. Correct or not? Those, I heard the order blocks, those that using order block, is that so that what you hear, if there is an impulse move, the candle before the impulse move is known as order block. Suman know then you have not heard of it, never mind. Those that heard of it, agree or not? Is this what you learn? Right? This is any impulse move before the candle is called order block. But if this is the way, let's look for one chart. Let's look for one chart that it give you a lot, many. You can get, you can really get tons of order block that you're going to see. Okay? Impulse move, order block. Can agree what I say or not? Can agree my chart? Impulse move, order block. Doesn't matter. Don't look at the time frame. We just look at the chart. We just base our chart inside the top. Now we are not going to enter any trade. Doesn't matter. No issue at all. Okay? So if once you move, you can going to see a lot of block. There's many block. But today I'm going to tell you how I do my order block. Okay? So let's get clear first. This is what mainly all my bosses can looking at it. Okay? No, there's no billions order block. There's only one order block, and there's only one pip called billions pip. Okay, order block is the order block. Being you like it, don't like it, you think so, you don't think so, that particular order blocks will work. And later I show it to you. Not billions order block, and then only billions pip. That pip, that combination come from billions pip. Okay, so look at it. All school will tell you, look, mark order block when there is an impulse, one candle before call order block. Now. Clear? Now you're going to come to, I show you what do I do with, how do I define an order block, not billions order block, because the order block, that factory is already there. I don't build that factory. I don't modify that factory, okay? But for FIP, I modify that, so that is my factory. Okay? So now, my criteria for doing an order block, mark an order block only on, Jahab is right, we mark order block only on higher time frame, but if you are trading in 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, then obviously your higher time frame is 15 minutes. If I'm trading on the 1 hour, obviously my biggest time frame can be a day, can be a 4 hour. This one depends on how and what you do with time frame. Got it? This is depend on what we do with a time frame. So that is really very important. Now this chart is a real chart already, okay? It's the actual up-to-date chart. Now, bosses, got it? So order block mark on a higher time frame. But how do you determine and what do we mean by a higher time frame? It depends on where is your preference and what is usually you do with your entry time frame. Any of your entry time frame, 4 to 6 time frame times 4 to 6 is equal to the higher time frame that you can use to analyze your chart. So people who do 1, 3, 5 minutes, please, your smaller time frame is 15 minutes. You don't go and use a 5 minutes and start drawing order block. I don't know how that works. You can, but you still have to use the 15 minutes as your anchored time frame. We need the anchored time frame to determine the direction. We use the smaller time frame to determine our entry. So far, so good, bosses. That's very important. You can draw anything, any time frame, but we must have an anchored time frame. We must have an anchored time frame. So the smaller time frame for withdrawing order block, I would suggest is nothing lesser than a 15 minutes, okay? It depends on how you trade. So assuming now we go to a daily time frame and we look at this this ETH. Okay, so now everybody is very clear with our very beginning of day one market structure. And we are drawing an order block. We need to know very well of a market structure. So this is why these tools actually help us a lot. It helps us a lot to determine where is the high. It helps us to determine where is all this point, okay? Where is all this point is very important. So once you identified it, turn it off. So now we are very clear on market structure. So from this market structure here, you can see there is a shift. There is a shift of pattern over here, right? So in order to make life very easy for us, we can always use something like an indicator. So I have this indicator under Lux Algo called market structure. So if you want, you can actually take it. This one, take it. I use it by default. That's all. You can use it by default. So if you want, I use this as a default. That's all. I use this to see all this change anything. As long as I got this sign, doesn't matter it's a change of character or doesn't matter it's a break of structure. I'm perfectly fine with it. Okay, I'm perfectly fine with it. Yes, in order, it seems like a supply-demand zone, but it got more strict criteria. A supply-demand zone, as long as there's a narrow base, there's an impulse move, okay, fine, we can determine. But an order block get more requirement. So the order block is a diamond, is a jewelry factory. We take that as a jewelry factory. That means inside everything is so precious. So when you have a jewelry factory, when we set the factory in jewelry that handling all this precious big item ticket, tendency the security will be very tight, will be very strict. If you go into the jewelry factory that do craftsman, that do setting, they go to 1 gate, 2 gate, they will camera, they must know who is coming by appointment. You cannot just like a retail, you walk into them. So order block, we take it like in this instance. Do you think you can mind map it better? And supply demand, we can say that, okay, that one do costume jewelry. Okay, do costume jewelry. It's still jewelry, it's a costume jewelry. Less, less security. Less security. Bosses, okay with that? So order block, I really need it to be really something you have to understand. It is more something very, it got strict criteria. It's got strict criteria. So walk along with me here. I will share with you more on how do I identify a very sound order block. If I want to use an order block, it have to be very, very sound order block, okay? So once I just only want this structure change. Doesn't matter, it's a chop, it's a boss, perfectly fine. As long there must be a change of structure. It can be anything. It can be a change